I didn't think that's who he'd be playing. But I think he could pull off Cyclops. Let's check this out.
What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to the Cosmic Wonder. I'm your host, Warren, and Henry Cavill has reportedly joined the Marvel Cinematic Universe, and the news freaked everyone out. Most people know who Henry Cavill is. He was Superman. He was Geralt, the Witcher, in the Witcher series. He's played Sherlock Holmes. He's huge, and he used to be at DC, so the announcement that he has now joined the MCU is really big news if it comes to fruition. Everyone is excited, but of course, the biggest question since this was announced is if he is really joining the MCU, then which character is he going to play? Now, some people have been guessing characters like Doctor Doom, but the insider who reported Henry Cavill has joined the MCU shut that down outright. So then, of course, many people started to speculate online about who he could be playing, and a lot of people thought, including myself, that he would make a perfect Captain Britain. After all, he is British, and even in a past interview, he had stated that he had seen the art of him as Captain Britain and said that he would love to play that character in the MCU. So a lot of people, including myself, thought this might be the case. However, it might not be, and I'm okay with it because the alternative could be him playing Cyclops, Scott Summers of the X-Men in the Marvel Cinematic Universe, and he could go on to be the lead character of the MCU.
He fits the temperament.
This has actually been a big discussion lately. Who is going to be the lead character of the MCU? Previously in the Infinity Saga, we had main characters. We had Iron Man. We had Captain America, we had Thor. But now it doesn't seem like there is a prominent hero that is the leader out of everybody. You can make arguments for characters like Doctor Strange, Spider-Man, Captain Marvel, etc. But there's no clear defined leader. However, with the X-Men coming to the MCU, we know that there is going to be a leader of the X-Men team, and it could be Henry Cavill. And that X-Men he could be playing is Cyclops. And I'll explain why this is an actual reality. The insider mytimetoshinehello is the person who reported that Henry Cavill has joined the MCU. In a reply to a tweet that basically stated that Henry Cavill would make a great Doctor Doom, she stated he was offered something else and he accepted, stating that Marvel Studios had offered him a role and he has accepted that role, therefore he has joined the Marvel Cinematic Universe. On paper. Obviously not on film yet. And this is where everybody started guessing, and this is why it might not be Captain Britain, because a lot of people started guessing Captain Britain right away, which totally made sense. He's even expressed interest in playing that role before. When he was asked if he could play a character in the MCU, he said Captain Britain. And again, he's British, so it made sense. So everybody started guessing this. Right. Captain Britain even went trending. But mytimetoshinehello then stated, most of your guesses are wrong. Well, a good majority of the guesses were Captain Britain. So that leads us to believe that that's not the role that he accepted.
Actually looks like a good Wolverine. I'm looking up some pictures right while I'm listening to this.
However, the scooper then said in a tweet, actually, my bad. Some of you guessed it right. And there weren't many, but there were some who were guessing that he accepted the role of Cyclops. Because we know it's not Doctor Doom, and we know it's seemingly not Captain Britain. And here's why Cyclops makes a ton of sense for Marvel Studios and Henry Cavill to agree on Cyclops being the character that Henry Cavill plays. If you've heard the recent reports, it seems like Marvel Studios has changed their X-Men plans for the Multiverse Saga. And they are now coming sooner rather than later. Their original plan was to simply bring in the original Fox X-Men characters. They were going to bring them in Deadpool 3, and then of course have them and other characters come back in Avengers Secret Wars, like Tobey Maguire's Spider-Man, maybe Andrew Garfield's Spider-Man as well, interacting with Wolverine, maybe the old Cyclops, James Marsden, Halle Berry returning as Storm, you get it. But the original plan was to simply just have the older, original X-Men from the Fox universe, but that plan has seemingly changed. Marvel Studios' plans changed because of Jonathan Majors. Since he was found guilty of reckless assault and harassment, Marvel Studios has fired him and reportedly put their plans for Kang on hold. Some outlets have reported, like The Hollywood Reporter, that Marvel Studios might scrap the character altogether or simply sideline him, while other people, like Alex Perez from the Cosmic Circus, who has an incredible track record, say that Kang is not going away, but they're simply going to put him to the side for now. Regardless, it doesn't matter, because whatever they do will change their plans for Kang in the upcoming movies, meaning they kind of have a void to fill now. And they could fill that void with the new X-Men team. And what better way to get fans excited than to say that Henry Cavill is going to be the leader of the new X-Men team moving forward in the
Didn't think
MCU.
about that.
Because here's the thing, right
Two
now,
lasers.
Marvel Studios is
Interesting.
revamping the MCU. And the hype for the MCU is honestly at a high point, the highest point it's been at in years. Obviously, I'm not referring to Avengers Endgame,
Only because of
Infinity
Deadpool
War,
3.
or really anything in Phase 3, but since Phase 4, this is definitely one of the high points with the trailer for Deadpool and Wolverine coming out, the trailer for X-Men 97, the announcement of the Fantastic Four cast. Marvel fans are really, really excited. So what better way to keep building on the hype and also revamp the MCU to make it better? Bring in the X-Men a little bit sooner than expected. We've actually heard very recent reports that state Marvel Studios has an X-Men project planned. We've even heard that it could possibly be titled The Mutants, and we've heard that it could come before Avengers Secret Wars. Now, having the new X-Men movie come out before Avengers Secret Wars makes a lot of sense. That way they could have the older X-Men with the new X-Men, and the Avengers, and the alternate Avengers coming from different universes. And this is a good plan because this would definitely hype people up for what is coming next after Avengers Secret Wars. And remember, the X-Men are basically going to be the main focus, and the Fantastic Four, but the X-Men are going to be a major focus of the MCU moving forward, which means they're going to need somebody incredibly powerful to lead that franchise, and who better than Henry Cavill? Especially if Cyclops, not Professor X, is going to be the leader of the new X-Men team. Because here's the thing, we know Kevin Feige, the president of Marvel Studios, we know he doesn't do things the typical way a lot. We didn't get the typical Spider-Man origin story with Homecoming, and heck, the Fantastic Four movie is even rumored to take place at a time where Reed Richards and Sue Storm are already married and could already possibly have one or both of their children. There's even reports that it might take place in another universe, not the main 616 universe. So Kevin Feige isn't exactly conventional. He doesn't like telling stories that have already been told before. Well, we've already had a lot of stories of Professor X leading the X-Men. Same thing with Wolverine being one of the main X-Men characters. Not that I'm complaining, it was awesome. But to change it up, you could go the X-Men First Class route, with Cyclops being the leader. Of course, they're still under Professor X, but Cyclops is in the spotlight. Heck, that's even what we're getting with X-Men 97. In the awesome trailer that they released, we saw Cyclops leading the X-Men team. This could be the same in the MCU, and Henry Cavill would be perfect, because one, he is a great actor. He has the chops for it, and two, not sure if you've really seen Cyclops a lot from the comics or the animated series, but the dude is always jacked. Like, insanely jacked. Like Henry Cavill is. Or the shape that he gets in when he plays Superman.
Yeah.
He could do that for Cyclops. And Cyclops is one of the most iconic X-Men out there. And honestly, I think Henry Cavill has a perfect look for it. I think he has the perfect body for it, and I think he would make an incredible Cyclops. My only question at this point would be, if he does play Cyclops, who are they going to get to play Jean Grey? Because I would be really excited to see that story play out in the MCU. Because of course, you know, eventually they'll build up to a Phoenix Force story. So this is everything that leads me to believe that Henry Cavill could be playing Cyclops.
I tell you this, it makes me think of how, Batman, they eventually always bring in the Joker. X-Men, they always bring in the Phoenix. Always. So, it surprised me to see this headline. It surprised me. So, yeah, he has the clean-cut, pretty boy look of Cyclops. He does. He's already used to playing a superhero that's a leader, or at least supposed to be the leader, of the Justice League, He's already playing a leader with laser vision. So, it'd be a nice transition. That rhymed to play the game. Bars! But, if you think about it, if he grew the mutton chops in now, you see him come up out of the water, and man, it's still, he's all hairy and everything already. He's already got the Wolverine hair. It just wouldn't be as short as Wolverine. He might be able to pull off a Wolverine. Hyperion, of course. Sentry, of course. They gave him the long hair. But with someone else is already cast for that. I guess he could do Doctor Doom. We'll just have to see. Post comments down below. Let me know what you all think. Get over to the Cosmic Wonder and subscribe. Tell them Tyrone Magnus sent you.